Well, hello everyone. It's Angela with Treasure Trove Tarot, also known here on YouTube as Mystic Moon. Welcome to my second channel and welcome to your weekly forecast. So what do we need to know about this week? So we're going to draw a variety of cards that I felt guided to use today, and hopefully something will resonate with you. So obviously just take what does and get rid of anything that doesn't. All the decks I'll be using will be listed down below. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to take a look starting off with the Practical Magic Oracle cards. So we're just going to get one major energy that is going to be representing us for the week, just anything that we might need to know, energy that we could be holding on to that's affecting us or influencing us. What is this energy? Okay, so we have embody forgiveness, you guys. So this says crown of stars and thorns. Okay, look at how beautiful this picture is here. So, of course, this could be indicating immediately that there is someone in our lives that we might need to forgive, and that could be that it starts with ourselves. It starts with forgiving ourselves for maybe, just acting a certain way, or it could be missing something, allowing someone to mistreat us, etc. There's all kinds of things that come through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read just a little bit out of the book because this deck is very involved, and I just feel like we could get a little bit more from this card if I read just a few sentences. It does say, have the courage to walk your own path, be true to yourself, and reveal the real you. Authenticity is your greatest gift, even if the costs seem high. So this is about being more authentic, basically. And maybe there were things that happened to you in the past where you were not authentic. I can think of many times in my life that I was not authentic and not honest with myself, which of course means that I wasn't honest with other people. I said yes when I really wanted to say no. I felt obligated to do certain things. And so people may have mistaken just my own stuff, my own need to heal, my own flaws as being something that it really wasn't. But the thing is, until we check in with ourselves and figure out why are we operating the way that we're operating, then we're going to be misunderstood. And that goes for other people as well. So sometimes it is helpful to look at things from other people's perspectives. So the people that hurt you and do, things to you, it doesn't make it okay. But sometimes when we can kind of step outside and say, you know what? That person has a lot of trauma. That person has a lot of issues that they need to heal. And because they haven't worked on themselves, or maybe they're not even aware of that stuff, that is why they are acting the way that they're acting or operating in the way that they are. So sometimes just that alone can be helpful. Doesn't take it away. It doesn't, absolve everything, but we don't have to feel so slighted. We don't have to feel like such victims. We can start to take back our own power. So I feel like that right there this week is a huge indicator that we need to embody this mindset so we can start to move forward in our lives and to start just basically being happy, because sometimes we can get caught up in blaming someone else for all of our problems. We can get stuck there for a long time, but it actually doesn't benefit anyone when we stay stuck in that energy. So I feel like that's what this card is saying. So let's go ahead and get some tarot cards to go with that. All right, let's see what else we need to know. This right here is called the Lorenzi Tarot. What is the energy that's tied to this embody forgiveness as a major theme for us this week? We have the Sun. I love that because this tells me here, you guys, that you will be happy once again. So maybe some of you guys are already starting to feel those effects. You've already dropped this story. You have just decided to move away from something that just wasn't serving you any longer. And you're already starting to feel this uplifting energy of the Sun in your life. You've grown from it. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. Anytime that we've made a mistake or we have been hurt, you end up growing from it. You can grieve, of course, for a very long time, but a part of growth and a part of ascension is taking the wisdom and applying that and moving forward and growing, or maybe even seeing the silver lining in situations. There's plenty of things in my life where I'm like, if that would have worked out as much as I wanted it to, I wouldn't be where I'm at or who I'm with today. So those things just were not meant for me, even though at the time I just wanted to die because I just felt like it was meant to be. But life has a funny way of working things through. So, when we can let go and we can embody this understanding that, what is meant for us, will simply be, and what isn't will, basically die and fall away, but it's all for growth purposes. And that's that sun's energy. The sun is powerful, positive growth, changes, happiness, abundant mindset. It's also about just be more optimistic, basically. We're coming from the shadow. The owl is reminding us, you guys, that this is about wisdom. It's about understanding the wisdom behind life, the mysteries of life, the shadow side of life. Sometimes we have to go into that in order to understand the brighter side of life. You cannot have one without the other. So there is something about shadow and light operating at the same time, but working with the energy in a more positive and empowering way. That's what I'm seeing here. So let's see what else. The sun can also represent the sign of Leo. We have the Eight of Pentacles, which is beautiful. Look at these giraffes. I love giraffes. And the reason why is because this reminds us here that it's all about perception. Okay? So the spirit of giraffe and my spirits of darkness and light, that's what that card represents. The giraffes represents having a different perspective, seeing things from a different perspective, having foresight for the future, seeing, doing things differently or going about things differently as you move ahead. So every single time we fall on our face or we make our mistake or we get burned, we learn from that and then we decide we're going to do things differently next time. So the Eight of Pentacles is a card of work. It's hard work. It's about being dedicated to a craft. So I also feel like instead of us wasting our time being upset and sad over someone, even though those feelings are necessary, but we don't want to wallow in it and drown in those pits forever. At some point, we have to pull ourselves up and get back to work. We have to figure out what we want to do, what we came here to do, how we want to utilize our time and our energy. And that's really what I'm getting here. So if we can get to this place of embodying forgiveness this week, instead of crowning ourselves with these very, very painful thorns, we can crown ourselves with the stars, which is a spiritual enlightenment as well as spiritual guidance to keep moving forward, to keep chucking away at something, right? Keep plugging away at that goal, that ambition that you have. You came here for more than just suffering, you guys. So it's saying here, try to see the silver lining in whatever situation you're struggling with this week. Last card, the Eight of Cups. Interesting. So the Eight of Cups is a card of needing to walk away from something. Love octopuses. Those are my favorite sea creatures ever. But the octopus in my Depths of the Sea Oracle means multiple choices. It means that there are other choices out there for you. If we get honed in on one choice and we feel like, oh my gosh, this is the only person for me, this is my only source of happiness, and we put all of our eggs into that basket, especially if someone is not wanting to, work with us or compliment us or, have a nice exchange of give and take, we are going to suffer. So we do have to be willing to walk away from things that we've either outgrown or things that just are not lining up with our true desires and our values and the things that we want. So we have an opportunity this week to really leave something behind, voluntarily walk away from it. I'm getting here for good for some of you guys. And, lesson learned. But next, there are plenty of fish in the sea. There are other things, other opportunities out there for me. If something isn't working, instead of continuing to, bang on that door to try to make it work, no, we decide to turn away and we walk through other doors. So that is the message this week. It's pretty big. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to see, we did get Leo coming through as maybe a major theme, and the Leo's energy for me is all about the lion, and it's about having confidence. It's also about stepping a little bit into your masculine side, maybe your ego in a healthy way, and realizing that you actually deserve more than maybe you've been settling for. So I feel like that's why Leo's energy came through. But let's go ahead and see what other astrological sign might be of influence this week, and what its special message is for us. This is called the what is this called? The Numinous Astro deck. Ooh, we have Aries, which is another amazing fire sign and masculine quality here. This is awesome. It says the radical. So this says active. So this is a divine masculine energy, and like if you're feminine, well, I mean, we all have divine masculine and divine feminine energies within us, but this is about leaning more towards your masculine side this week, you guys. And sometimes that's what it takes in order to walk away from something. But do you see that car, that vehicle? That means movement. We're making a move this week. It might be radical, like a radical idea or a radical move that we're making. It might take other people by surprise. That's not why we're doing it, but we're doing it because we know that we need to boss up with ourselves. We need to level up with ourselves, and we need to make a big move this week. So it does say self-starting, daring, fierce, assertive, fiery, exhilarating, on a mission, bossy, driving, sparky, courageous, selfish, macho, impulsive, argumentative, competitive. So of course there's upsides and downsides to every side. Every sign, there's dark and light. But what I'm getting here is that you're going to utilize Aries energy this week in order to make a big move and boss up. That's what I'm seeing here. Boss up in situations. And it's not about telling other people off, or it's not about, even needing to announce anything. Sometimes your move, as in your physical movement or your disconnection from somebody, it says enough. It's loud and clear where you stand in situations when you literally just exit the freaking building, So there's some kind of energy here this week. Let's go ahead and take a look at a planet. Aries is Mars, Leo is the sun, okay? So we've got Mars and the sun, very fiery energy here, very strong masculine energy. Let's see what other planetary influences are going to be, at hand this week in our dealings here. Ooh, we have Chiron. Okay, so this right here, it says healing powers, growth, amends, release, personal development, inherited issues, self-doubt, generational trauma, shame, sensitivity, forgiveness. So there's that forgiveness coming through. Superpowers, divinity, cleansing, softness, and pain. Ooh, okay. Obviously, this is not like, in our planetary lineup of our solar system, but this, I included this in the planetary influences, Chiron. So definitely make sure that you guys look that up. But or Chiron, or however you guys pronounce it. Everybody pronounces it a little bit differently. But I feel like this is definitely connected to this card right here that came up as our overall theme, embody forgiveness. But it does say pain. So there's some kind of pain here that's been involved. You guys may have been really wounded in your divine feminine. And that's why I feel like it's taking this divine masculine energy to kind of pull you to the other side. You need that masculine drive to separate yourself from whatever is causing you pain. Now, the thing is, we don't always want to run away from our feelings. What we're feeling is valid. Sometimes we need to feel pain. Sometimes we need to feel shame. These things motivate change, okay? But this is about staying in it for too long. And I feel like some of you guys have been marinating in this energy for far too long. And it's time for you to heal by now making this radical change and making a move and walking away and going towards something else, because sometimes feminines feel that guilt that they need to hang in there, that they need to be there for someone else, that they need to comfort someone, that they need to save someone. But the thing is, sometimes that wounded divine feminine, if she has not worked on herself, will put her own needs aside, and there's nothing healthy about that, okay? So I just feel like we have an opportunity this week as feminines to do something completely different that we wouldn't normally do, and other people might shame you. Yes, other people might accuse you of things. I've been accused of things when I needed to make a move for myself that was healthy because what I was dealing with was so toxic. I've been called names and accused of things that, in my opinion, are not true, but I just had to take it, and I just had to close the door. Oh, well, you're entitled to your opinion, but all I know is that I can't be a part of this situation any longer, so it doesn't fucking matter what you think, because you've got to do with ultimately what's healing for you. Let's take a look at the house. Out of the 12 houses, what house is coming through as significant this week? We have the 10th house. Oh my gosh, reputation. I was just talking about that. What other people think about you is none of your business, okay? Of course, we all naturally do care to some extent what people think, but I'm going to tell you right now, because the message that's coming through very loud and clear is that there's a person in your life that they're very egotistical and they're caught up with their own trauma. So what they're doing is they're just projecting their crap onto you. So this is about you just walking away no matter what the reputation is. You can't control what other people are going to say or think about you. So I'm just getting here this week, you guys. It's all about not giving a shit what other people think and doing what is in your best interest this week. Wow. Okay. So let's go ahead and get some details on this using the Urban Tarot. The number 10 to me is you're done. You are freaking done with a situation. That's what I'm getting here. You're done with something. It's over. Ooh, yeah. Why? Because the Five of Wands, that's why. This Five of Wands energy, it's just creating nothing but strife in your life at this point. Major competition. I feel like there might be somebody in your guys' lives, just take it if it resonates, that's actually against you. They're not for you. All they do is create drama and drain your energy. That's the kind of thing, the situation that I was talking about. I knew that this is what the energy was, and I was just like, I can't do it anymore. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you call me on the way out. I just know that I got to be out because this to me is toxic and it's depleting of my energy and it's literally disturbing my well-being and I can't do it anymore. So that is sometimes what you guys have to do. You just have to take a stand and you just have to pull out of the drama. So this could be family, friends, this could be a lover, this could be something going on at work, whatever this is, you guys, this week, I am just seeing here that the most healing thing that you can do is do something radical. Words are not enough. I'm almost getting here that words are not going to work with this individual because they don't care. They don't want to change. They're very much stuck in their opinion and they are who they are. And so that's why you're experiencing strife with them because they're not willing to work. They're not willing to compromise. They see things their way. And so it's like it's their way or the highway. And you know what you're saying this week I'm getting here? You're saying, fine, I'll take the freaking highway. That's what I'm going to do. I love it. Wheel of Fortune, love it. Sagittarius energy, Jupiter. This is all about expansion. I'm going to tell you guys right now that once you leave this situation, another number 10, by the way, once you leave this situation behind, the opportunities are going to start opening up for you. Your luck is going to change for the better. Your destiny is basically calling you to go in a new direction. I almost feel like some of you guys have overstayed in a situation that just is no longer going to serve you. And so it's positive that you take this door out. Interesting. We have a lot of fives coming up here. 5 and 5 equal 10, 10, 10, 5, 5. So if you guys are seeing a lot of 5s and a lot of 10s right now, that does mean something because 5s are all about challenges, but it's also meaning that something needs to change. The only way that we can really properly go through change sometimes is through pain and challenge. So things are supposed to be a little challenging for you right now. Things are supposed to be painful because it's a great motivator in order for you to change, make some changes. Now, what I'm getting with the Hierophant energy, the Hierophant is Taurus, by the way, and Taurus is all about our values, and it's our integrity and the things that are important to us. And I just feel like somebody's values are not matching up here. What you value, what's important to you, what other people want are not what you want. So there's not a match here is what I'm seeing here. So it's about you finding your match and going elsewhere. It's about you upgrading your energy so that way you match up with people that want the same things as you, that will also value you. Because what you give out is what you ultimately want to get. And so if that's not happening for you, because I actually used to say that a lot and I don't believe in that anymore. You don't get what you give. There's plenty of times where we have given, true just compassion and just maybe given to people very generously and we haven't gotten that back. So that is actually not a true statement. But when that's happening a lot over and over again, we do have to check in with ourselves and say, where is it that I'm giving from? Am I giving out of guilt? Am I giving out of, am I over giving because I need to be accepted? where is this giving coming from? So when we can always take a look at ourselves and make some internal changes, that frequency will change and our vibration will raise. And then when we go out and we make new connections, these connections will be better. Okay. So we have an opportunity to change something within, work on ourselves. What do we really value? This is just an example. Let's just say you're a person that wants a commitment, a traditional marriage, and you want children and you want to build a life and all that stuff. And you've got somebody that wants an open relationship and they never want kids. That's not a match. There's not a damn thing that you're going to do to change that situation. They don't want what you want. So that's a hard pass. You're going to have to pass on that situation. You're not going to be able to change it. You're wasting your time at that point. So that's just an example of people not being on the same page. So if you're having a challenge with somebody over and over again, which I'm telling you, there's a situation in my life where it would never work. No matter how many times tried, it would never work. So at some point you got to pull out and you just got to say, you know what, this is just no longer the path that is for me, and just explore other opportunities. Because remember, that plenty of fish in the sea, there are plenty of people out there for you to connect with, to experience joy and happiness with. It's not just this situation that you might be focused on or holding on to. Okay. All right. So now let's take a look and see, what is our spirit animal? What is our spirit animal for the week, and what is the message connected to the spirit animal? This is called the Spirit Animal Oracle, I think. We have the meerkat. Oh, I love these things. When I go to the zoo, they're so cool to watch. Oh, I love this. Get support from a trusted group of like-minded friends. And what's interesting, you guys, is that I did a reading this morning over on my TikTok and my Instagram. It was a 3-minute video. So if you guys are following me over there, there was a message that actually came through when it came to offers of friendship and support, and connecting with like-minded individuals and leaning on them for support. So I feel like this is connected. There's actually some messages that came through that reading that I feel are connected to this reading as well. So for me, this is about getting this support from trusted groups of like-minded friends. This could be joining a free support group. There's all kinds of free support groups out there. You can visit these groups online. You don't even have to go in person. There's, online communities. There's, you can take a class and connect with people. You can go on meetup.com and see what people are doing in your area of, things that you're interested in. There's all kinds of free resources at our fingertips of ways that we can connect with like-minded individuals. But this meerkat is basically saying here, you've got to kind of broaden your horizons. You've got to be on the lookout for new things, because, what you're looking at currently right now, it's like, it ain't it. It ain't it. And only you can make those changes now. That's what Spirit's saying. Only you can make these changes. So let's go ahead and get some tarot cards here. This is called the Affirmators Tarot. So we have definitely the animals coming through here. We've got lions, we have giraffes, we now have this meerkat, we had an owl that came through. We have the hangman, so now we have a frog. So the hangman is really cool. I like him because it is ruled by Neptune, which is Pisces energy. Neptune can sometimes be a very confusing energy. We can get stuck in a fantasy. We can kind of get stuck in wishful thinking and, thinking to ourselves, gosh, this situation has so much potential. It could be so great if. You can get stuck in that energy for a very long time. And I'm going to tell you from personal experience, I was stuck in that energy for oh God, a little over 5 years, I think, where I was just like, it has so much potential. It could be so great. It never worked out. And it didn't work out for a reason. And I feel like there was a lesson there for all parties involved. But for me specifically, it's just kind of like you can't change people and you also can't change yourself. You're either a match or you're not, or the trauma is too great. The issues that both parties have are too great to where it just won't work, and that is okay. But you need to know when to say enough. Enough is enough. So if you guys are having a hard time holding on to something that isn't good for you and you need to see things from a new perspective, which we know you do with the giraffe, then that's where this group of like-minded individuals or support group is going to come into your aid and really help you out. So I definitely suggest this week to to take a look or be on the lookout or do some research on some groups out there of new people that you can meet, and just forming new friendships or just forming new connections with people. Because sometimes when we feel like we have no options, we just settle. And I just feel like you guys need to broaden your horizons. And the frogs, sometimes frogs can be poisonous, right? Sometimes frogs can create like almost hallucinations or just, thinking that's not real. And so I also feel like we need maybe something to snap us out of some kind of like stuck energy, where we're kind of like hanging around and waiting for somebody or waiting for something to change, and it's just simply not a good idea. I almost feel like we need a in your face, snap you back into reality kind of a friend. And sometimes people don't like that, but I feel like that's what's needed. And now we have the Page of Swords, and this is really cool because the Page of Swords came up in the reading that I did today. What I did is I took all the pages of tarot, which included the Page of Swords, and the Page of Swords was all about our thinking and how we were thinking and how it was affecting our lives. And you want to know what card came up with it, you guys? The Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles to me is a closed door. It means we feel shut out. Somebody is rejecting us, but yet we keep banging on that door. We even start feeling sorry for ourselves because we just feel unloved and unwanted. Well, that's going to do a number on you over a period of time. You're going to feel low vibrational. You're going to feel like nobody wants you. Your self-worth is going to go in the toilet. So whatever it is that you guys are hanging on to that's causing you to feel like you just aren't valuable, Spirit's saying it's time to stop this. It's time to open up some new books and learn something new. Broaden your horizons, educate yourself, discipline your thoughts. This is really going to be helpful. And sometimes we need the support of other people, or maybe even a good therapist or a friend in order to do this. I love this. Nine of Pentacles, beautiful elephant energy. Elephant to me is all about tribe. It's all about finding your tribe. So there's certainly a message here about connecting with other people that are going to help you and support you. When you watch documentaries on elephants, it is absolutely astounding how connected they all are. I believe that the male elephants go off on their own, right? Like a tribe of them. But then you've got mothers, you've got aunts, sisters, cousins, daughters, all coming together, banding together and going forth in life together, supporting one another. So I just feel like there's a message here about that. But Nine of Pentacles as a whole is definitely a message about being independent and about, really taking care of yourself and knowing your self-worth. And so I feel like that's what the message is. It is about working on feeling worthy, working on maybe being independent, or feeling like you can survive without a maybe toxic situation, because I feel like some of us are still hanging on to a toxic person, or there's some kind of toxic behavior that's still hanging on to us. And we're still needing to maybe learn some skills or tools on how to cut that shit out of our lives. That's just what I'm getting here. So lots of messages here. And I think that this is a cat. Yeah. And cats are all about independence, you guys. Cats are all about independence. So that makes sense to me. All right. Let's get a message from, these are a new deck of cards that I received from a lovely fan who I call her my deck fairy. She always sends me the most amazing decks. And this is Mother Mary Oracle cards. And so this is the first time I've ever used them. And so let's go ahead and get a message here from Mother Mary. Mother Mary's message here to us. Okay, that's a beautiful image there. And so let's turn it around. Our Lady who gives peace. It says, you have been holding on to a deep concern, and I ask you to hand it over to me now. Allow me to offer you a gift in exchange for your devotion and trust. I offer the gift of peace. Peace that all is now resolved according to my grace. Peace that the material situation is flowing toward perfect completion. My peace is with you now, my beloved. That's beautiful. So obviously, not everybody is connecting to or working with Mother Mary, but if you are, that's a significant message. But this could just be any of your spirit guides or your higher power, so this is about handing it over to your higher power, you guys. And this is actually going to give you peace. So I feel like some of you have probably been struggling with something for a while, and you've been trying to fix it on your own for a while. And sometimes, you know, sometimes we just do need to hand it over. And that's what I feel like this card is basically telling us here. Once we finally decide to hand something over and let it go, we're going to experience peace. Okay. So this right here is called the Light Seers Tarot. Let's see what else we need to know. And we have the Nine of Swords, you guys. Wow. Look at all those crows, you know. Those crows can sometimes be, you know, bad news and things that are, you know, just like negative and anxiety and all those thoughts in our heads, right? And then we have this beautiful white bird coming through. You know, it's like that light in the darkness, the light that shines in the darkness. So Nine of Swords is a card of suffering, you guys. It's about being in our heads about a situation. It's about having nightmares, sleepless nights, you know, just feeling like you cannot relax. There's just something rolling around over and over in your head. And Spirit is literally coming through all of this darkness and saying, hand it over to me. Hand it over to me. So maybe even do some research on visual exercises that you guys can do that could be helpful to you to hand this over to your higher power. You know, hand it over to your higher power, because I feel like you guys might be suffering here with something. And there's Three of Cups again is confirming support from friends and family, people that want to embrace you and love you, people that want to be there for you. I almost feel like maybe there has been a situation that we've been giving all of our power to somebody that is not there for us, somebody that is not good for us, somebody that basically keeps breaking our heart or disappointing us over and over again. And Spirit is saying that we need to lean more towards the light. We need to lean more towards people that want to embrace us and love us and be there for us. You know, and sometimes some of those wounds are so deep that we are not drawn to people that are good for us. We're not attracted to people that are there for us. We are only attracted to people that reiterate the trauma deep down within us. So people that lie to us, deceive us, hurt us, don't want us, reject us. That seems very enticing. So I feel like obviously we can't do all the work this week, but we do need to, I feel like some of us need to even ask our higher power for guidance in this situation, because us trying to handle it on our own, it's not cutting it. It's not cutting it. We need the intervention of other people like our friends and our family or support system and our higher power to basically pull us from this destructive path, whatever it might be, because the suffering will only get worse if we don't start to work on it now. And we have the Empress, Mother Energy, Empress, Venus. This is Taurus again, as well as Libra. This could be a mother wound, you guys, or just wound healing. Wound, like there's a womb, like something from just even birth. There's just something here, maybe with the way that we were raised, something that we've been holding on to for quite some time. Remember I said the broken, distorted, divine feminine. I really get here that we have dove into this shadow side of the feminine, the dark feminine. And the dark feminine doesn't always mean that that's like a damaged place, but sometimes the dark feminine can be powerful, but then disempowering. We can sometimes use excuses of, well, I need to be there for this person, or I can't leave this person because of guilt, or however we care too much about what other people are going to think. That can then become dark, where we're not even taking care of ourselves. We're not even nurturing ourselves at this point. We're so busy nurturing everybody else and caretaking that we're losing ourselves in the process. So this is about just feeling mental anguish. This is about mental health. I'm obviously not a mental health professional, so I'm not giving advice on that, but I definitely feel like you guys need to connect yourselves with a support system or somebody that can support you to help to start to give you the tools to pull you out of whatever suffering you guys might be in. So that's a pretty intense message, but it's obviously one that needed to come through, you know? So definitely connect, do your research and figure out what resources that you guys can start using in order to step back into this powerful divine feminine. Because when we started the reading, I feel like that's why the masculine energy was so powerful, is because we might need to lean more into our masculine side to even be a strong feminine at this point. Because maybe a lot of us feminine has given our power over to abusive people, or people that have, abused our kindness, and now have in exchange, we feel broken, we feel weak, right? So something needs to be healed within the feminine, I feel, and it's very apparent, and some maybe kind of feeling is coming up, and it's showing us the way towards healing and enlightenment and empowerment this week. So that's what I have for you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get a few messages here on abundance as well as purpose, and some messages from our angels just to kind of close out the reading. So let's go ahead and get a message from an angel of abundance. Okay, so abundance can mean many things, you guys. Many things. This could be finances, physical money. This could just be a plethora of things that are coming to us. So this is going to be a message about what is affecting this week, or what could be helpful. Okay, so here it is, you guys. Some of you are in a situation that involves a job, a toxic workplace. Now, this could be a toxic workplace because you got involved with someone romantically, and that situation has fallen apart. Okay, and you might be saying, but I have to stay here, I have to do this, I have to do that. This is where your higher power is going to come in. And I'm not saying your higher power is just going to miraculously change everything, but this is where your also support is going to come through. You're in a hole for some, and you need to find a way out. And the only way out is going to be seeing things from a different perspective. And you're not going to see things from a different perspective when you're trying to handle this on your own, especially if you've been in a job for the last, couple of months or a year, and you're suffering because that person that hurt you, or, just literally destroyed you, is you have to see them every day, or that you just know that they're in the workplace. This is very destructive. So Spirit is bringing forth this message and saying that there's got to be a way for you in order to make this, you've got to make this change. And the distorted feminine, the weakened feminine, is going to make excuses as to why she can't do this. And that's why it's going to take a bold move. Remember that Aries energy, the radical, it's going to take a radical move on your part to pull yourself out of whatever this environment is, because this is just not good for you. So this says here, your career path is leading you in a higher direction. So again, this is about raising your standards. This is about realizing that you're worth more. Now, let's just say there was no connection. This is not about another person. This is just about you knowing that where you're at right now is not where you need to be. You're either not being paid what you're worth, or you're just not being utilized to your fullest potential. So you're doing a disservice to yourself by staying comfortable in a situation where you're not really growing. So this says here, your career path is leading you in a higher direction with positive changes to support your dreams, priorities, passion, and life purpose. Trust that these changes will help you release the old and welcome the new. You are being supported each step of the way. So this is basically saying that Spirit wants to support you and aid you in your dreams, your passions, and your purpose. So whatever changes are happening, so let's just say some of you guys just recently got fired or let go, okay? There is a reason that this is happening. And it sucks, yes, but this is about seeing it from a different perspective, seeing it that maybe something else is going to be better suited for you. All right, so let's go ahead and get a couple of messages here about this employment change. This is called the Guardian Angel Messages Tarot. And actually, before we do that, I want to get one card here from this Life Purpose Oracle cards. Family. Oh my gosh, yes. There is something about being in a support system. Family to me is soul family. So soul family does not mean that it has to be blood-related relatives. It says loving your friends and family is central to your life purpose. So getting the love and support that you need right now is crucial in these changes that you're wanting to make. Now, it might not just be employment change for everybody. These are just changes, period. This is just changing up your life, changing your life for the better. Your family and your friends or the support system is very, very crucial and important right now for you to surround yourself with their love and their support, okay? This is what's going to help to get you through these changes. So if you're isolating yourself, Spirit's asking you to try to step out of that need to do so. Try to connect more. Make that phone call someone, etc. These will all be the starts and the activations of making that connection and to receive that love and support. Now, it could also be that some of you guys, you may want to build a family. You may want a family. That might be a part of your purpose and your mission, is to have a family and raise children. So remember how I said earlier, if you're fighting to connect with someone that does not want these things, literally you are pulling yourself off of your path, your destined path of your purpose and your mission. So it's time for you to make these changes so that way you can go towards things that really do connect with you. Some of you guys may want to run a family business or just run a home business, to be an independent business owner. This is a part of your purpose as well, is to start exploring these things. Maybe some of you guys are working in a dead-end job and you have a business that you're trying to run on the side. This is about taking these cues or taking these subtle gestures from Spirit on how to do your business full time. You know, how to make these little changes and tweaks here so you can start doing what you really want to do full time. All right, so let's go ahead and get some tarot cards here. Wow, look at this, you guys. We have Leo's energy coming through again with the Strength card, courage, compassion, and perseverance. So this absolutely basically says here that you do have the strength and the courage to shine and to do what you came here to do, and to do it with enthusiasm and to just love your life. So this is about having the strength and the courage to make these changes. Change is difficult. Change is scary. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it's not. It's very scary. But the thing is, where there's a will, there will be a way for change. And so, you know, we can talk about it until we're blue in the face, but until we actually make a bold move, and I kind of like this little vision here. We have this angel here, and then we have this woman that's holding this child, and she's walking across this dam with this log. That's how she's bridging herself from one point A to point B. And to me, this point B is where her happiness is. And it doesn't have to be involving children, but her happiness is over here, not where she's at now. It's over here. So that tells me something. There needs to be some sort of a move or a change, whether it's about your career, finances. It could just be your life in general. You do have the strength and courage to face these changes. You can do it. So Spirit's saying hang in there. And if you need support and family and friends to lean on during this period of changes, definitely utilize that. We have the Four of Water. The Four of Cups, you guys, is a card where we don't feel happy. We don't feel happy. This could also be that there's somebody that we're dealing with that is rejecting us, and they're not happy. They don't know what they want. So either way, rather than getting absorbed in this energy, rather than distracting yourself with people that don't want the same things as you, it's about going in another direction, okay? It's about seeing things from a different perspective, because another message of this card is that he's so focused on this crap right here that he can't even see that the divine, his higher power, is coming through with the message, but he won't even look up because he's so focused here. So what is it that we're so focused on? What is it that we're so distracted by and absorbed by that we can't even see what's good in our lives, that we can't even see that there's a way out, that we can't even see the light? So that's why I got earlier that we really need to see things from a different perspective, and it might take other people to pull us out of whatever we are drowning in right now. This is where other people are really going to be of help. I'm not saying we can't do it ourselves, but I feel like some of you guys have been trying to do something yourself. It's not working. It's a message from Spirit saying it's time to involve someone else now. It's time to involve the help of either another or the help of your higher power. You can't do it alone. And we have the World. Wow. To end this reading, because I was just going to get 3 cards here, to end this reading with the World is freaking amazing to me. The World is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is karmic lessons, heavy burdens, but it's like spirit, basically life kicking your ass, but you really learning something of value here. This is about closing up an old chapter and opening up a new one. It's the end. It's the end of something. You have accomplished something. You have completed a cycle, a karmic lesson, a karmic relationship, a karmic cycle. So now it is your time to celebrate yourself. You did it. But now it's time to open up a new door. Okay? Because there's so many more things for you to experience and accomplish here in this life. So the only thing that could be holding us back at this time, you guys, is ourselves. It's our way of looking at the situation. It's our way of getting caught up in our emotions. Wishful thinking can sometimes be a killer. It really can. It's great to think about sometimes the potential of things. It's great to think of what could be. But when reality is not matching up with the thought or the desire of what could be, at some point we got to pull ourselves out of that, and we need to see the writing on the wall. And sometimes the writing on the wall is that we need to just either walk away, close that door, or make a change in our lives, so that way we can experience happiness. Because that person that's sitting in that 4 of Cups energy, they're not happy. And I feel like that could be you guys, or that could be somebody that you're dealing with. So your best bet is to walk away from whatever the situation is, because it's not rolling in anything new. The only thing that can change things, you guys, is you. This other person's not going to change. I'm not saying ever, but this person is not going. If you have that mindset that if they would just change, then I would be happy, I'm just going to call you out. You're wrong. You will not be happy. Okay? If this person is going to make some changes, I'm just seeing, because they're so caught up in something, like they're going to have to go through some major changes. They can't just all of a sudden start giving you what you want, especially if you've been struggling with them for quite some time. This might be a situation where you need to take some major separation from this person. Maybe later on it'll work. But I'm going to tell you right now, it was a situation in my life I took years off of from break, and when I came back together with it, it still was the same mess that it always has been. So sometimes we just have to go through things over and over again before we finally get it through our thick skulls that this is just not for us, that this is just something that's not going to work, that this is just there's just too much, it's too much stuff, it's just not going to work. And when we get to that point, that can be that peace. That can be the original message that we started off with, was embody forgiveness, okay? And instead of enveloping your head, your thoughts full of thorns, which are painful, now it's time to surround wear a crown of stars instead. Wear a crown of stars, and that stars means that there is hope, that there is faith, that there is renewal, that there is happiness on the horizon, that there is potential for you to be happier than you are right now. So that is beautiful energy. And that looks to me like an eclipse. That's what that looks like. It looks like a freaking eclipse to me. So it's like eclipsing something out of your life once and for all, so that way you have an opportunity to be happy, in this life. So anyways, that right there is the message for the week. I hope it resonates with somebody out there. It was just for empowerment purposes. So if that's something that just is not resonating for you this week, then no worries. Don't take the messages. But I do hope that it was helpful to someone out there. All right, you guys, take care. Thanks so much for watching the video. Bye-bye.